Classic Hawk. Your place to hear some of the greatest moments in 108.9 The Hawk history. Laugh, cry, relive these moments now. Okay, let's go ahead and do this.
This is Alec Baldwin.
Hello, kiddies. This is Alice Cooper.
Hey, everybody. My name's Joel. And I'm Benji. We are from a band called Good Charlotte.
Hey, yo, Hulk Hogan here.
Whisp Turlington.
Hello, this is Angus Young and
Brian Johnson of AC/DC.
Hi, this is Tom Johnston
and Pat Simmons
of the Doobie Brothers.
Hi, this is John Mellencamp.
Hey, what's up? This is Ryan from Drowning Pool.
Hi, this is Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
Hey, baby, we're hopping and bopping and popping with the best bet for the boss beat at the top of the pop smash. Go with the timely tunes for those with a textured taste. Shut up, Dave. No time to waste. This is Diamond David Lee Roth.
Hey, this is Don Barnes.
And this is Danny Chauncey.
And this is Donnie Van Zandt.
And we're 38 Special, and you're listening to
The Whisp Turlington Show. Well, it's quite a shock to be doing the Turlington Show here on 108.9 The Hawk, but Jason Gore does have a family emergency, some kind of home emergency, so we are here, and Whisp Turlington Show is on the air. It's a wonderful thing to be back on the air. You may know we did this show from 1974 until 2014, right here on 108.9 The Hawk, syndicated across the nation. For Rock Nights, we did that at night. But it's very good to be here in the studio, finally doing some radio. Looks like I do have someone in the studio with me. Didn't expect that. But Jeff the Angry Man Garlock, hello, how are you?
Whisp, wow. First, a big fan. Did not expect this.
Did not expect this on my end either.
Okay. Impressive intro cart, have to say.
You know, well, a lot of people have been on the Whisp Turlington Show. As I said, we did do it from 1974 to 2014, so had a lot of opportunities to meet people, to make friends, and long-lasting connections.
So you're friends with these people?
Everyone you heard in that card, best friends.
Really? I mean, holiday cards come around. You're sending one out to every single
cards. Cards.
Holiday cards. Wait
cards.
A second. How much money are you making, Whisp Turlington?
Well, I'm getting at least 6 figures just to do this show.
Wait, excuse me?
So what I like to do is, instead of holiday cards, I get a big old box of fresh pasta and fresh sauces from the Sauce King, 828 Hog Street in Valverde.
That's the best sauce in town.
Sauce King sends it out. Alec Baldwin gets it. He immediately calls me, says, "Thanks for the Sauce King." What I get from him, cars, trucks.
Interesting.
It's a friendship that has lasted for years. I met him on the set of Working Girl. I was there to interview Melanie Griffith about this fantastic film. Ended up having quite a wonderful time with Sigourney Weaver on set. And, Alec and I became fast friends on the set of Working Girl.
When you say you were, well, 2 questions I've already got here, Wisp. So
yeah,
you were how close with Sigourney?
How close? Married for 16 years.
Excuse me. I did not know this. I have checked her Wikipedia before. I do not remember seeing anything about.
Yeah, well, I asked for it to be removed.
I suppose that is a lot of power there. Wow.
We got married on the set of Ghostbusters 2.
Interesting.
Yep, right in front of the Vigo the Carpathian painting.
Of course, you don't need to explain to me. Love that actor from Die Hard as well. Happy holidays to everyone.
We had our reception in the sewer that was filled with all of the slime.
You had the reception still with the slime, with the ooze?
I said, "Hey, this ooze looks groovy. Why don't we keep it?" Wow. And Ivan Reitman looked at me and he said, "You got it, Wisp." Ivan Reitman, another man on the Sauce King list for the holidays.
Really? What, man, this the Sauce King list keeps growing. Is it always like a marinara-based gravy?
It's a little marinara. It's vodka sauce. There's some fettuccine Alfredo sauces in there. What also really makes it is all of Sauce King's fresh pastas.
I mean, the best
828 Hog Street.
Best in town. I mean, I could only dream to get on this list, it sounds like.
Yeah, well, you would be a lucky man if you could. You would be.
Okay, well, maybe
Speaking
after
of,
this. Yes.
Is he going to keep interrupting?
I'm not trying to interrupt. I'm supposed to be a co-host here with you, Wisp.
No. That's great. It's good to have you here, Jeff.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe I'll put you on the list.
I could only hope. I'd even take just a marinara.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you
But
make the decision.
Do you know what you will take?
What will I take?
A big old box of sticks. It's Renegade on 108.9 The Hawk. Revolution on the Whisp Turlington Show, 108.9 The Hawk. Of course, everybody's talking about that new Peter Jackson documentary on Disney Plus, The Beatles Get Back. I watched it over the weekend. I enjoyed every second. I've been close with Sir Paul McCartney for about 23 years now. We met on the set of, actually a little longer than, we met on the set of Spies Like Us. I was there and I was like, why don't we do part of this movie in the snow? And that made McCartney laugh. And ever since then, he's been on the sauce list.
Oh.
Of course it is,
we have you to thank.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Go on.
Greg.
Jeff. The angry man.
Oh, well, it's wonderful you're here. Didn't know you would be, but it's really great that you're hanging out. Let me just finish my McCartney story.
All right, sorry. Go on.
So he's on the sauce list. He gets a box of sauce. I get a call. And he's like, well, that's the best sauce I've ever had. And I'm Greg.
Jeff.
And I'm like, yeah, man. That's what I do for my friends. I send them the sauce. Well, it is the Whisp Turlington Show here on 108.9 The Hawk. Big news in the news. Of course, the cattle at Shetland Creamery is still missing.
Hoping to find those cows soon.
Yeah, what's the latest you've heard about that, Greg?
Jeff, the angry man. Garlock, news reports that we did see them down by O'Shantahan's. Of course, the only kosher Irish bar in all of Valverde. But they were in the back milling around by the garbage, and I think the owner shooed them away. So we had them, then we lost them.
Nobody likes a garbage cow.
No, that is true. So hide your garbage, but keep your eyes peeled for the cows, because I need that creamery to be bringing me these holiday treats. Please.
You know what reminds me of a story.
Okay.
I was rooting around in some trash with Peter Cetera. He was still in Chicago at the time. And we're rooting for trash because someone had thrown away some gold. We were, of course, at hold on one second.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We were, of course, at Teddy Pendergrass's party, and he was like, I've got all this gold here, and I'm going to throw it away. And Peter said, you better not. And I said, do it, Teddy, because we're still going to find it. Yep. Those were the days back when radio was radio and gold was found in the trash.
Is that a back in the day? I know you've maybe been at this longer, but that...
What a story.
It feels like a confusing story. I'm not even going to lie. The amount of... The elements don't exactly add up there.
I'm surprised that a Circus magazine never asked me for that one.
It does sound like it could be a circus headline. You really do have a long list here, but also I'm starting to notice you've got a couple of sketchy people on this list.
Okay,
here.
who?
I mean, you depending on how much
Greg?
you've been... Jeff, the Angry Man, Garlock. No matter who you've been reading in the news there, you seem to be good friends with Alec Baldwin, who's just had some troubles throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's ever talked to you about them. I don't know if you've been keeping up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're even
Greg.
listening to me anymore, Jeff, the Angry Man, Garlock. Yes?
We've all had problems.
That's
In fact, I remember.
That was your summary? We all have problems. Okay. No, go on. You have another story here. Yep. Tell me.
No, I mean, we all. Don't you have problems, Greg?
Yeah, I've got plenty of problems. I'm not getting paid.
Why don't you tell me one of your problems, and I'll see if old Whisp Turlington can help you out. I need bed music, though. Greg, go ahead. Lay it on me. What's your problem?
Jeff, the Angry Man, Garlock. Well, I mean, my biggest problem right now, I suppose, is just money. I haven't been paid by 108.9 The Hawk in quite a while. I'm sitting still on all of these children's books I wrote that explains how the Beatles actually stink. And I've lost...
Well, that's not true.
Read the book. Maybe that's why they're not selling so well, but I could have an argument that I could make with you. I know you're probably good friends with Ringo.
I would say best friends with Ringo.
Okay, well, and
very good best friends. VGBFs.
Very good best friends. Yes, I get that. That still doesn't change the fact that I have no money coming in. My Chevy Malibu was stolen.
There was one time.
Okay.
Ringo phoned me up, and he said, "I'm having some money issues, Wisp. You gotta help me." And I said, "Well, have you guys thought about doing, I don't know, maybe pull out one of John's old songs?" And I don't know. Hold on. Yes.
Are a family show here.
Maybe you call Jeff Lynne from the Electric Light Orchestra or the Traveling Wilburys, and you get him in, and you guys, you get George, you get Paul, and you finish that fucking song. And you know what he said to me?
What, Wisp?
That's Real Love. That was also one of the songs that Lennon had left them to play.
Yeah, okay. I feel it started...
Real Love and Freeze a Bird. Freeze a Bird was on Beatles Anthology 1, and Real Love was on Beatles Anthology 2. Now, they were going to do a third song called Ricky Dicky Doo, but apparently it wasn't good enough.
Did you suggest that they should do that one, though?
I actually called Jeff Lynne, and I said, "Jeff, if you put that fucking Ricky Dicky Doo on the record, I will fucking end you."
You said those exact words to Jeff Lynne.
And then Jeff said to me, "As long as I'm still on the sauce list, I'll do it." Wow. And you know what? He did it. But then the next year, off the sauce list.
Oh my gosh. You
don't fuck with Whisp Turlington.
Wisp, pretty quickly I'm starting to realize I thought you were just a big old name dropper, but I'm...
Fat Bottom Girls, Queen on 108.9 The Hawk. Whisp Turlington on 108.9 The Hawk, filling in for the one and only Jason Gore. Here with my buddy Greg Daniels.
Jeff, the Anger Man, Garlock.
We got a great show for you today. We've been talking Beatles. We've been talking sauce. We've been talking Teddy Pendergrass. We've been talking Peter Cetera. You remember all those great people that used to come on the Whisp Turlington Show? Well, they're still in my heart.
I can't lie to you. That intro, that cart was really impressive at first, and now it's starting to feel like a documentation of people that you manipulated and controlled over the years.
What, like I'm a collector? Like I collect human beings, Greg?
I mean, I did not jump there, and yet you did. So I feel like your answer is in your answer right there.
Well,
Jeff, by the way, Jeff, the Angry Man Garlock, not Greg.
Why don't you answer me this, Greg?
Jeff.
What would you do to get on the list?
Oh, I mean, that's the thing. I'm in fear here of the list because it seems like the power that you have been wielding over classic rock is formidable, and yet I envy it. I love classic rock so much, and I also could use a little help at this point. And now so I hesitate to say I would do whatever I could to get on that list. I would do whatever I could to get marinara and Alfredo.
Oh, you wouldn't get the Alfredo.
Could I get a cacio de pepe?
No.
I'd still do whatever I could to get the marinara.
Well, see, and that's how I easily collect you. We'll see by the end of the show if you're going to make it on the list. Let's check in with traffic. Of course, traffic brought to you by the Sauce King, 828 Hog Street, Valverde. Looks like we got an 80 tractor trailer collision. That's 80 trucks have collided. Fire can be seen from any building in Valverde. Why did they collide? Nobody knows. Did anyone survive? Hell no. So just make sure you're not driving out on 180 right now. Got a bomb scare on 525. Is it a real bomb? Yes. Did I put it there? Yes. Will you find it? No. So don't drive on 525. And that's traffic on 108.9 The Hawk.
I do have to just jump in. I just have to do some clarification. I'm not a detective. I'm just kind of piecing together some knowledge there. One, definitely watch out for that 80 car pileup. Sounds like it's going to make traffic a doozy for your nighttime commute. Two, did you orchestrate all of this? Whisp, are you pulling the strings once again?
With what?
With Sauce. It seems like it's all coming together. It seems like that the traffic report was sponsored by the Sauce King, and you seem to allude that you might be like a diabolical supervillain for Valverde.
What?
I'm just telling.
What?
I mean, honestly, I'm not even really just piecing it together. I feel like you told us at the end, the 80 car pileup, maybe. That's it, but the bomb, like you admitted to it. I don't want to look. I don't want this to affect my my possibility of getting on that sauce list.
Oh,
I
got the list right here, buddy.
Oh no,
You hear it?
I hear it.
You hear the list?
I take it all back. I don't think. I think you were just giving us a normal traffic report for every day in Valverde. I just
You don't feel like that was a normal traffic report?
No, it was.
Okay.
It was.
Okay,
it was totally normal, and there was no manipulation, no fear created by a mastermind.
Fair. Let me, Greg,
Jeff,
just to appease you.
Okay.
Allow me to do what I think you would consider to be a regular traffic report right here on the Whisp Turlington Show.
All right, give it a roll.
Traffic is at a standstill. Hearts are being questioned. Who will save us? Who will find the bomb on 525? Are there other bombs? Say in other DJs' homes? Near their hot water heaters? All that and more coming up on the Whisp Turlington Show.
You didn't hear that. You didn't.
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
I mean, did Christopher Nolan write this? I mean, that was like a straight up the Hans Zimmer bed music.
Oh, my friend Chris. Oh. What a great man. Reminds me of the time that he was done with all that Batman stuff, all that goofy Batman stuff. Nobody likes that. And so he says to me, got an idea. It's going to be a movie. And I first off, I said, oh, stop right there, Chris. Better be a movie. You don't make TV shows. And he laughed at that. We both just sat back and pondered that for a second. We laughed for a good time. And then I said, hold on.
That was a long rail.
I said, what I want from you, Chris, is a movie with buildings that fucking fold in on each other. And he said to me, I don't have any fucking ideas like that. I thought I was going to do Green Lantern. And I said, you do not do another goofy fucking superhero movie. You want buildings that fucking fold in on each other. And he said, I'll do it. And then we went to Hawksmoor in London, had a great meal.
Starting to realize what happens here. The problem is what I should have glommed onto in your example of a normal traffic report is I believe you are threatening that you might be murdering Jason Gore, but
no way.
The problem I'm realizing is your storytelling is so goddamn good. Your anecdotes are so intriguing. Every single time you bring up a new celebrity, I'm like, how does he know him? How will he get to the list? And more importantly, what piece of important pop culture will he help have a finger on? A finger on the pulse, a finger on the neck, a finger.
Speaking of fingers.
Oh boy, here we go.
Tony Iommi comes up to me.
Don't do this
and he
to Tony.
Says, hey, I'm going to work at a factory before I get my little band called Earth off the ground. And I says to him, go work at that factory.
You son of a bitch.
Go do that, because your band Earth is never going to get off the ground unless you've got that it factor. And he said, what? What do you mean by that? And I said, just go press some metal. So he went in there. He pressed the metal. And while he's pressing it, I'm at the machine behind him.
No.
And I trip him.
No.
He falls in, he cuts off his fucking finger.
Oh my God.
And he's like, what am I going to do? Earth's never going to get off the ground now. And I said, shut it, Iommi. Here's a fake rubber finger. You're going to go play guitar for Jethro Tull for a few days.
Oh my God.
Then you're going to get your ass back in Earth. You guys are going to change your fucking name to Black Sabbath. And my friend, Greg.
Jeff, I agree.
At that point in time, heavy metal was born.
You bastard. I don't know whether to call the police or give you a kiss on the cheek, because you seem to have manipulated the birth of one of the greatest offshoots of classic rock and proto-metal into heavy metal, the birth of the greatest riffs that have ever existed, the birth of using drop D tuning, and you almost killed that man.
Here's a clip of me on Rock Nights with Tony Iommi.
You're a monster.
And you're going to hear how we talk a little bit about that situation. It's Rock Nights on all of your local radio stations. We are worldwide here. One of the greatest rock and roll guitarists, heavy metal guitarists around. The one and only, my good friend, Tony Iommi. How you doing, Tony?
Right then, doing great there. It was great to see you, Wisp.
Oh, it's always good to see you, Tony. Hey, Tony, you remember that time I cut off your fucking finger?
I thought we weren't going to bring that up.
No, why would I have you on Rock Nights if we weren't going to talk about the time when I cut off your fucking finger.
I thought you were trying to murder me. I don't
Well,
know.
I wasn't. I was trying to murder the normal norms of rock and roll and create something a little new, but I knew that in order for that to happen, something had to be done. It had to come from pain, Tony.
You know, I look into your eyes and I see that there's some people who just want to watch the world burn. And I feel like that might be you, Whisp.
Well, you're damn right, Tony Iommi. Tony, tell me, what do you see in my hand here?
I see the list, so please
I got a piece of paper. Is this the sauce list? Are you still on it? Let's see.
Don't cross it off.
Oh, let's see. Here we go.
Don't do it.
Ronnie James Dio, on it. Vivian Campbell, on it.
Is Richie Blackmore still on there?
Richie Blackmore still on the list. Getting all of the sauce. Tony, I don't see you on the list anymore.
Oh, no.
Tough break.
No, don't do this to me.
That's been Tony Iommi on Rock Nights. We're coming up with the rest of Def Leppard on Rock Nights.
I need the sauce!
And there you go, a clip from Rock Nights with me, Whisp Turlington.
I feel like you played that as a threat to us.
Whisp Turlington Show, filling in for Jason Gore on 108.9 The Hawk with my good buddy Greg the Talons Margolis.
Jeff the Angry Man Garlock. I can hear the fear in all of their voices now. I thought at first it was just a fun list of all of the great experiences you've had, but I can hear in Good Charlotte's voice that you were the puppet master behind their rise and inevitable fall, because there's no other way that band could have been popular. You are a monster.
So here's what happened with Good Charlotte.
Oh boy.
You know, they sent me their demo tape. Hold on a second. Go drink some coffee. You know, for the finest beans in the land, you want to go down to Coffee King. 828 Hog Street. Valverde.
Do you have a coffee list? Don't do this to me. I can't not be on two lists. God damn it.
What do you think I give out every Halloween?
I can't believe
Sacks
you're giving
of the Coffee King.
Oh, God.
Every kitty comes up to my door and I'm like, you're not getting candy, kid. You're getting a sack of Colombian beans. And they look at me and they're like, I can't fuck with this dude. It's Whisp Turlington. My dad's afraid of him. My mom's had relations with him.
Wait a second.
I'm going to have to take these beans. And I'm like, you're damn right. You're going to have to take these beans.
It was bad enough when it was adults, but now you have kids involved in this? This is like some diabolical plot out of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Are you threatening to kill the children with this coffee beans? Is that what is going on? Am I just piecing together craziness here?
I never kill, I only control. So speaking of control, Good Charlotte.
That's supposed to be better, all right.
Joel from Good Charlotte sends me his tape, and I'm like, this is garbage. I want to hear something a little more hip. I want to hear something that really talks to the kids. He sends me another tape. Still garbage. But they're attractive young men. So I call my buddy Clive Davis. And I say, Clive, remember that time I saved your life? And Clive was like, yeah, I do. I was riding in a car with Vince Neil. And the car began to skid.
Oh, my God.
And this was after Vince's other car issue.
Oh.
And anybody would be like, why would you get in a car with Vince Neil at that point in time?
Okay. Phew.
But Clive did.
Thought you were admitting to Razzle's death.
No, that was clearly Vince Neil.
That was just pure cocaine and alcohol.
Pure cocaine.
Okay, good to know. Good to know
Pure
that was
cocaine.
just life.
But little did old little Vince Neil know that Whisp was riding on top of that Mazda Miata.
Oh, God.
I pull my knife.
What?
I cut right into the rooftop.
Oh, my God.
They're going 123 miles right down Santa Monica. Clive looks up at me. Fear like I've never seen before. And trust me when I say this, Greg.
Jeff. the angry man, Garlock.
There are many moments when I've seen nothing but pure, unadulterated fear.
I can only imagine at this point.
And I see it in Clive's eyes, and I say, Clive, it's time to go. I take one toot.
Oh, boy.
I reach up. There's my helicopter's rope ladder. And in my other hand, little bitty Clive Davis. And we're rising through the air. And I set him on top of Capitol Records. And he's like, I don't live here. And I said, you do now.
My God.
And ever since then, Clive Davis has lived on top of Capitol Records.
He lives
and
up
of
there.
course, Vince crashed that car.
Oh, of course. I mean, that just goes without saying. That's just Vince Neil for you.
And that's how Good Charlotte got their record deal.
You know, I have to interrupt here.
Greg!
No, you listen to me. I've realized that you've been manipulating all of us for all of these years, and then you started that last anecdote before we went into that Firm song, and I had a lot of fears. I was worried you were gonna somehow implicate yourself in the death of Cliff Burton, somehow admit that you were behind the Scorpions' Winds of Change song and helping that to be pushed forward by the CIA to bring perestroika.
Me.
And that would have all been scary as a world manipulator and a true monster, but
right.
You kind of lost some power when you created the Firm. I mean, it's a fairly forgettable record. It's not the highest peak of any of those. Remember, I mean, that song "Radioactive" is fine enough, but it's kind of a secondary thought. I gotta say, I feel like I was learning to live in fear of you, but now I'm starting to think that maybe you don't have as much power as you think you do. Maybe you're just a junkie.
Listen here, you talentless, showless, payless motherfucker. Paul Rogers came from both Free and Bad Company. Jimmy Page came from the motherfucking Yardbirds and Led Zeppelin. Chris Slade came from Man for Man's Earth Band. Uriah Heep later played for AC/DC. And Tony Franklin on bass, he didn't fucking come from anyone. What have you done?
I mean, that kind of brings
up... Why don't
up...
you write a children's book about the Firm?
I could easily...
That nobody fucking buys.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, man. I think they'd buy just about as many copies of that as they did the Firm. I mean, again, I think it's more of just a great example of put a lot of great pieces together. Doesn't mean you got a good end result. I mean, the Firm is essentially a dollar bin record. Always has been, always will be. And you know what I'm realizing here? Yeah, what have I ever done? Maybe I've done nothing. But you know what that means? You can't take anything away from me. Sure, maybe you can dangle your little sauce list over my head, but try blowing up my home. I don't even have a home. Try blowing up my car. I don't even have a car. Try taking my money. I don't have money. When you've hit rock bottom, that's the only place you go. You can't go any further down. So you try your best. You think you're a master manipulator? Well, I see through you. I think you're just a cocained up junkie.
You got me, Greg.
Oh.
Tell me, Greg.
Okay.
I apologize.
Seems like I might have won that round.
I think you cut to the heart of Whisp, and I do apologize for it all.
Wow.
I apologize for everything.
Really? Well, I mean, it's, you know, when the devil apologizes for all of its sins, it still has those sins, but I guess that's a first step. Yeah.
Done a lot of bad things in my life, Greg.
Jeff.
I'm sorry. Jeff.
Oh.
And I'd like to atone for them. Tell me, Jeff, what's the one thing you love more in your life than anything?
I mean, classic rock. I mean...
Outside of classic rock, is there a place in Valverde that really tickles you pink?
Oh, well, yeah, Flappers Chicken Wings.
Flappers?
It's a great establishment.
Yeah.
They've got over 25 sauces, and that's just on Mondays alone.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, I mean...
How much do you love this place, Jeff?
I mean, could eat there every day, 5 times a day if I needed to. Yeah. I love it more than life itself, I suppose.
Flappers Chicken Wings.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the sound of that Hans Zimmer arpeggio.
Breaking news.
Oh boy.
Flapper's Chicken Wings has just been razed to the ground.
No! You bastard!
Was it a drone strike? Was it a leaky gas pipe? No one knows. Actually, I do. It was a drone strike.
You son of a bitch. How could you do this? How could you do this to me? I'll never taste those honey sriracha barbecue ranch wings ever again. You're a monster.
You fuck with Whisp. There's no end to that. It's just you fuck with Whisp.
It's just a statement.
108.9 The Hawk is written, performed, and produced by Jason Gore and Jeff Garlock. For more episodes of 108.9 The Hawk, please visit 1089thehawk.com or look up 108.9 The Hawk on any podcast service. The world's greatest comedy podcast about classic rock radio. 108.9 The Hawk.